Hi guys, my name is Harry Yotis. I've been a professional trader for 20 years now. I started in 2005 working for National Bank Financial, and for the past 10 years now I've been trading my own account. So having said that, let's get started with the start of the week with the daily market update here for Monday, the 24th of November, 2025. So, as usual, we start with a picture of the S&P 500. This is Monday the 24th. We were very worried that on Friday with this big red candle that we were going to have some kind of like bearish engulfing and it would continue. But Friday's action was encouraging, and today's is even better. Okay, so this is confirming our bullish bias for the end of the year, because this is a bullish reversal pattern. Okay, we talked about this on Friday, so let's bring out a picture again of these bullish reversal candlestick patterns. Okay, we were hoping that on Friday after this big red candle we would get like a bullish tweezers, like right back up there, but no, instead we got something like bullish harami, we said, and hoping that it will turn into like a bullish spinning top. Well, that's almost exactly what it has done. Okay, so this is a very bullish outcome, I should say, not predicament, but outcome, and this is boding very well. However, the technical analysis is still quite not there yet, because if we put in our moving averages, you can see that we're hitting the 50-day moving average in red, and we paused. Okay, what we really want to confirm this is probably a close above this big red candle, but a close above the 50 would be great, because as we can see in the past, many times, look, it went below the 50 here and came back quickly. Below the 50, 2-3 days, then comes back. Below the 50, a week there, hovering around it, and then back up. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you close below 50, it's over. It just breaks the current beautiful uptrend, but it could resume if you go close above it and we continue. Okay, which is what I suspect will happen. Okay, so the reason for that, for this big down move, and the fact that I thought it was over, and I did mention on Twitter, is that all of this is due to Bitcoin. The only liquidation event that we had going was Bitcoin, all the way down. Let's get rid of these moving averages. Okay, so as you can see, Bitcoin on Friday here, it had the big move down, huge volume with a huge wick. That to me was bullish. With the volume coming in means that a lot of the selling was being absorbed, and we were hoping that the capitulation event is over, because this capitulation event is what caused every other asset to fall. Okay, and we're seeing now that this is getting a bid, that yes, people can say it's still a downtrend and we're still not above these technical levels, these horizontal blue lines are technical levels. Yes, we're not above it, okay? But the fact that this Bitcoin event could be over, and this is very encouraging that it is, Bitcoin doesn't really have to go back. I mean, it could. I mean, even a 20% move back up, I mean, from 80 to 20 is 96, so it brings us up back here. That's like a 20% move, okay? 96,000. So that's nothing when something drops 35%. Okay, so even a massive move, 20%, is very good. Okay, however, it can do nothing. It can stay around these levels forever. It doesn't mean that the SPY won't do anything. In fact, I think the SPY continues to go up, because Bitcoin doesn't have an underlying positive drift due to some fundamental factor, whereas the markets do. Okay, the markets are, let's make it bigger here. The markets do have a positive drift. There's constant inflows coming in from ETFs and passive funds that are propping this market up always. So you will always have that. It's just that recently the selling has been greater than the longer term, low impact, low gravity, I would say, type of passive flows that keep coming in. Okay, and we're going to keep getting that towards the end of the month. It's coming. And the beginning of the month, they're going to keep coming, these passive flows. So this is why, like, Bitcoin can do nothing, and the market will continue to go up. Okay, they're not positively correlated. Sometimes it can be nothing can happen in Bitcoin, and the market can still continue to go up. Okay, All I cared about is that the capitulation event in Bitcoin is done and that it just stays there. Okay, because that will stop the selling pressure in every other asset class. Okay, including gold, including everything. Okay, so this is very encouraging on Monday to see these kind of bullish patterns play out. It's not over yet, we said. We has to close above the 50 and continue to go higher and break this series of lower highs and lower lows. We're not out of the woods yet. This is just a very encouraging sign. So let's look at the other factor that was scaring markets, which was the AI destruction. And the poster boy for AI is NVDA. Okay, is this dead? No, it's in this level right here, the 184-ish, 165, this whole area of support. It's just, you can argue that we had a breakout, retesting of this support area before a new high about to emerge. So the AI bubble clearly isn't burst. Okay, all the fears are out there. And remember, the fears, like we said, are still out there. We still have extreme fear of 14%, of 14. Okay, we're still in this area. We got a long way to go before we get to neutral and greed. Okay, so the fears are perfect for this situation. This is a great entry point if you're long. Okay, and not just that, but all the Mag 7s. I personally was looking at Microsoft. Okay, because Microsoft is coming back to this big level of support here, the 473-ish level. Remember, this is not a line in the sand; it's an area. Okay, you can break it by 2 or 3 points, doesn't matter. Okay, so as it touched, I entered a long position. I actually, because the VIX is so high, I mean the VIX is still at 20, above 20. Yeah, it's at 20, and I think it's going to keep going lower and come down into these levels. This means that option prices are fairly elevated, and selling options is better at this point than buying. So I just sold a put spread, okay, a 10 delta put spread. So that to me is like I'm increasing the odds of putting money in the bank, buying Microsoft right at these levels. Okay, you're just increasing the odds of success. So to me, the NVDA AI bubble is still on. The bubble is still going, and I see no signs of breakdown. Still bullish, these charts. Okay, and you have still the fundamental aspect of AI is still there. It hasn't disappeared. Massive spends need to be made. So what else did I notice today on Monday the 24th was that Baba had some news, Alibaba. Let's go over to the Chinese stocks, okay? I really like it. It's almost a similar play to NVIDIA in the AI stocks. And Baba, which is the poster child for the Chinese stocks. When I'm bullish China, I like to play Baba, okay? So you had a retest of the breakout point at 146 on Friday. I didn't enter here, and I missed it. However, I am hoping that it pulls back a bit so I can buy some, because I am bullish China right now, and not just Alibaba, but if you look at the big cap Chinese stocks, again, retest hasn't broken down of these levels right here, 39-ish, okay, and going back up. Okay, I like Baba. You can play a lot of them, but this is my favorite one. Okay, so to me, I think China is back on track. I think the S&P 500 is back on track. To reiterate, we are not out of the woods. We still have to go above the 50. I'm going to keep saying it. Technically speaking, this is just technically speaking. I like the fundamentals though, and because of this bullish reversal, and we didn't get this bearish engulfing to play out, I think this is very bullish. We still have to break out above these series of lower highs and lower lows, preferably above, 685, and that we reach my level here of between 700 and 720 by the end of the year. Okay, we might not get there; it doesn't have to. Okay, but I am at this point reiterating my bullish stance on SPY. The AI bubble with NVIDIA, I think, is still on. It hasn't burst. Microsoft looking very, very good here. This is my preferred play. And I forgot to mention that not only did Microsoft touch this long-term area of support, but it also hit its 200. So that to me is a classic buy. And I'm confident in saying this because Bitcoin looks to have stopped its capitulation event and drifting higher. Okay, we're not seeing craziness anymore out of this space, and due to the extreme fear component in the market, with everything almost in extreme fear, market volatility neutral because it dropped below at 220. However, to me, I think we continue to go higher at least until the neutral level right here. So looking good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another market update. If this helped, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment if there are any specific stocks like you want to see in the AI space. I like Microsoft. You can pick another one and I will analyze it for you. And remember, this is not financial advice. Speak to a professional if you want that kind of stock market portfolio allocation. Okay, this is just me and for educational purposes. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.